Hi, welcome to our 8th week of Environmental Biology Online. We are halfway through the semester. Congratulations for making it so far. And this week we're going to start on a new topic. We're going to be looking at evolution. And I'm going to give you a little bit of extra time to engage in the discussion so that you can really understand some of these concepts before you start talking about them. So the discussion, your first post is going to be due on Sunday at noon. And what you're going to do is pick two of the vocabulary words that we're using this week and try to define each of them and explain how they're connected or explain how they work together. So I want you to post that by Sunday at noon, and I've created all the pairs of words for you, so you just have to pick one of those, and I'd like every single person to pick a different one. So choose one that no one else has responded to yet. You're welcome to respond to more than one if you'd like to, and that might be a good idea so you can practice using all of this vocabulary. But I really want us to talk about all of them. And try to choose one that's challenging for you. It probably won't be immediately obvious what the connection is, so just pick one and work with it. You're going to get the information for that from our reading, so I don't want you to just make it up or think about what you think it might mean. I want you to really use our reading to get a solid understanding of what those words mean. So the reading you're going to refer to is the Critcher book, chapters 4 and chapter 5. And chapter 5 does a particularly good job of talking about natural selection and some of the details of that. And the other resource is the Simutext chapter, Evolution for Ecology. So just like always, you're going to read through everything, you're going to do all the exercises, you're going to answer all the questions, all the graded questions, and understand it to the very best of your ability. And use those two resources to help you understand the definitions of these terms. So I want you to try to use an example in the discussion when you're defining the term, and I also want you to refer to the page numbers that gave you the answers, that helped you understand these terms. So refer to the page numbers in Critcher and the page numbers in Simutext. And this is just so that people can go back and look at those texts to get the full story if they want to learn more about what you're sharing with us. And I'm hoping that by doing the discussion this way, we get a good foundation as to what all these vocabulary words mean. There's a lot of them, and they can be confusing. So many people will be defining the same word, and that's okay. We're going to get natural selection defined several different times, and that's great because each person is going to say it in a little bit different way. So hopefully that will help everyone get a sense of what natural selection really means. Okay, so you'll post your first post in the discussion by noon on Sunday, and then I just need you to ask a question by Tuesday. So you can add more information if you want to, but I'm really interested in questions, and clarification questions are particularly useful so that you can make sure that you really understand what is being discussed in each one of those threads. So the discussion is actually a little bit lighter than it normally is because there's actually a lot of reading to do. So you'll do the Critcher reading, the Simutext reading, and then do the discussion.
Go. Go.
The other thing that you have to do this week is the beginning of the lab. So there's a SimBio lab called Darwinian Snails. And this lab is very deliberately trying to explain the different elements of natural selection. And so I really want you to take the lab seriously, go through it slowly, make sure you understand it, and really answer the questions as well as you can. I think the lab does a good job of explaining natural selection, and I'm hoping that you'll be able to then do a good job of explaining to me what natural selection means. I want to make sure everyone in the class knows exactly how it works. And if you don't quite get it, I might ask you to do another assignment to make sure that you really understand it, and I'll be happy to work with you individually on figuring that out. There's also an extra credit quiz this week, and that's just it's just a matching quiz on evolution terms. And I'm going to give you a chance to take it 4 times so you can continually improve your understanding. And you can take it anytime this week or anytime next week because we're going to be talking about evolution next week as well. There's no official home base this week. We're not going to use the home base to talk about natural selection and evolution. But you can, if you'd like to, do a home base about symbiosis. So I posted some readings about symbiosis, and you can do your home base on that. So symbiosis is just the relationships between any two species. And what you'll do is go out to your home base, and you'll try to find two species that are interacting in some way. And you'll try to figure out what kind of symbiosis it is, and then if possible, try to think about the evolution of that relationship. How did that relationship come to be, and where might it be going in the future? So you'll have this week and next week to do that, and remember that it's completely extra credit. We'll be looking at symbiosis next week and connecting that to evolution, so it might make sense for you to do that home base next week if you're interested in trying it out at all. Okay, so I hope that you're doing well, and I hope that you're really willing to engage fully in this week's work. And please ask questions. Evolution isn't necessarily easy to understand. So ask as many questions as you can. Know that you don't have to have all the answers right now. And I look forward to working with you. Have a good week.